Hey, it's Cecil, and it's Tuesday, and it is October. It is time for another plan with me. I am very proud to report that last month I did use my bullet journal for the majority of the month. The only time that I didn't use it was like the very last week, and that is just because it was a crazy time in my house. I was not doing much of anything. I had a family member doctor appointment. I had my doctor appointment. My dog was sick, so I was taking care of her. I was not getting any sleep because she kept getting up in the middle of the night to go outside. And oh boy, it was a time, but it's past. So I believe that I'm going to be back in the vibe, back in the swing of things. I I like the bullet journal so far, but I have to admit that even in this plan with me, it feels very incomplete. So I will have to keep y'all posted on when it is in its complete state because I wanted to add so many more doodles and there was definitely space to do it on a few pages, but it wasn't happening. I had so many ideas that I couldn't think of what I wanted to do. You know how that goes. Um, but that's okay. I will figure it out as I continue through the month and stare at the blank space and ideas come to me. There's also some things that I drew but I didn't color in yet, and I will definitely do that. And that is all because of the mishap that's about to happen here on this front page, where I was like, here, I'll do all of the I'll line and then I'll color it in with colored pencil. And then I went to erase the graphite from under the colored pencil. I went to erase pencil from under pencil. I I might be stupid. Bottom text. um and I was like, shoot. So I had to make sure to go through and erase everything. I did that this morning, so I didn't even do it or the morning that I'm editing this. So the second. I did this on the first because I'm a procrastinator. um but I forgot. I also my hands hurt so bad after doing all of this, and I had every intention of splitting this into 3 days last week, and then everything that happened, and so we were lucky that I sketched it out at all. But that's okay. I like this little ghost coming out of the pumpkin, even if I was silly goofy. See, and then look what happened. It erased the colored pencil. And as soon as I started doing it, I realized that was what was going to happen, and I'm just like, "Aw, man, whoops." It's okay, but we live, we learn. Yay! I've been having such a fun time with the bullet journal. Actually using colored pencils. I do not remember the last time that I used colored pencils. You know what I mean? I don't remember the last time that I was really doing this much physical art. I've been doing a lot of digital art in the past 5 years, but this is the first time in a long time that I've really been given my all to physical art. So that's been quite nice. And I feel like that has kind of emboldened me to give it a go at actually doing Inktober. I made my own Inktober prompts. They're Genshin enemy themed, and I have been starting to post those over on social media. You can find that on Tumblr or Instagram or TikTok or Hive, whatever is your vibe to look at. But it's been a lot of fun. It's also been, you know, like it's been refreshing. I think I got to the point where I was scared that because of um my struggles with hand stability because of chronic illness and whatnot, I thought that I was going to be having a much harder time. But as it turns out, I'm actually doing okay. I'm able to stabilize my hand enough when I'm doing physical art. I don't know if it's because of how I rest my wrist on the table when I'm writing or what. Um, but it's been okay. It's been working out. Anyways, in the process of doing this whole setup, I realized that my that my black fine liner pen that I've been using pretty much all year has officially given out. My mom was the champion of this incident happening. She gave me a fine line Sharpie to use. It's a little bit thicker than my fine liners. My fine liners are zero point 0.4 millimeters. I think the Sharpie was more like zero point 0.6 probably. I don't know. It wasn't like a huge difference, but it was a little bit different. And that was my last of like my zero point 0.4 fine liners. But I have the Micron fine liners, you know? So I grabbed my Micron '05 and I will be, I'll be using that for anything that I would have usually used that fine liner for. RIP fine liner, you got us through so much. It helped write to-do lists for 9 months. I mean, that's a pretty good lifespan, honestly. I'll have to tell you guys what brand that is. Here, let me see. I have them right next to me. It's the AI Notebook Fine Line Drawing Pen in the 24 pack. I will leave a link to those in the description box because you know what? They got a lifespan. Shout out to that. And I have been using them for like pretty much everything that I've done as far as like writing things and taking notes and stuff this year. So I can vouch that these are pretty good pens. I would say that like yes, the tips do like the longer you use them, the more the tips are going to start to like push in or whatever. I don't know how to describe that process, but it's not that big of a deal. It usually happens when the pen is running out anyway, so it's not like the tip is fragile and it's gonna break before you're ready to let it go or whatever. So, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I'll link those in the description box. Box. Good pens. Oh, and you know what? I updated my editing software. I used DaVinci Resolve, the free version, before editing this video, and I am proud to announce that, you know what? It is not lagging. Usually when I have to edit sped up footage, it is on the struggle bus. It's having a rough time. So, very exciting that it is actually working without too much of an issue. And here we go into writing 1 through 31 a bazillion times. I think this is probably my least favorite part of setting up a bullet journal. Just the number of times that you have to count out through the number of dates in the month, 1 through 30, 1 through 31. It's a lot of tiny numbers too. Like I could make them bigger and just stretch it out over multiple pages. I know, but I don't want to. It's a bunch of tiny numbers, and that really fucks up my arthritis. You know what I mean? Not to mention that it does not engage my ADHD, which means that sometimes I will start writing and then I'll accidentally skip a number and be like, wait, why is 31 falling on the wrong day of the week? And, Oh, another thing with October. October started on a Sunday, obviously, and I decided to let my calendar start on a Sunday, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I prefer starting my weeks on a Monday. I like keeping the weekend together. That has been my preferred calendar style for a while. But for the sake of saving space, I'm like, okay, I understand, and I can definitely make it work for 1 month. Just the 1 month. November is going to start on a Wednesday, so it doesn't matter. For the mood tracker, I went back and forth on a lot of different options. I was thinking I could do potion bottles on a shelf, or I could do jack-o'-lanterns or gourds. And eventually I just decided, you know what, screw it. I'm going to do ghosts. And some of the ghosts, they look like tadpoles, and other of them look straight up like sperm, and that is deeply unfortunate. I wanted them to have like that, I wanted it to, I don't know. I don't know what exact shape I was going for, but I guess kind of like Napstablook from Undertale, you know? But it's okay. I think they still are cute and they're going to be colorful, and it doesn't bring me as much joy as the mushrooms, but I don't think I would have felt good about drawing like I think that's something that was easier to freehand that could be a little bit ridiculous or, messy like the ghosts. I think I needed that cuz I tried freehanding like a bunch of gourds and it really wasn't working, and I don't feel like I'm creative enough to put enough variety in the potion bottles, or patient enough. If we're really going to say what the problem is, but that's okay. I think I'm happy with this decision. I'm gonna give them little facial expressions, and I did add colors after I erased the pencil so that I could color it in with colored pencil. At the end of the video, I'll make sure to show a picture of the completed spreads, and because it's a couple days into the month, they'll also have a couple like examples, And then, okay, on the sleep tracker, those little squashes, those gourds, they came out perfect. Why did they come out perfect as a decoration but not as a mood tracker? I don't know. Probably because there was less pressure. And because there was less pressure, I wasn't going to mess it up as much. I don't know. Pressure is the enemy of art sometimes. uh yeah. This is mostly just going to be, drawn some of the same spreads as last month after this point and numbering some things. So I'm going to turn on some music for you guys, and I will check in with y'all by the end of the video. Hello. So we are just about done with the journal. I think we've got just a couple of pages left to speed through. This is the page that did not have a lot of sketching on it, so I couldn't really decide what I wanted to fit in there, but we will see. By the end of this video, I will have finished it and I will have taken pictures of the completed spreads to show you guys. But we are working on a mental health log. Last month, I started out with just a health log, and I don't know if it was like useful to me, but it was definitely interesting. And I feel like it might have useful information for doctors as I go through diagnosis journey and whatnot. But the mental health log was something that I decided, yeah, I want to add that because mental health, physical health, they're connected, as well as like it's connected to my sleep, and just seeing trends of how things connect can be kind of like helpful. I don't know. But we are now getting into the content creation stuff, which is just kind of helpful for me. I started doing this, I think I talked about this last month, but these pages were the only pages that I did back in like December of last year because I wanted to keep track of like doing my 12 videos of Christmas type thing and all of that. And I decided to just kind of like keep going with it. Now, what I had done before was I kind of tried to write out a schedule for myself, like write it on this day so that you can post it on this day, etc. And I think that some months that's useful, like for example, in December when I'm doing the 12 videos of Christmas. But for other months, I think that it's going to be a little less stressful if I just write it as I like have it on the to-do list, like okay, we filmed it today. Okay, we edited it today. That way I'm not like putting so much pressure on myself because health is unpredictable and that just is what it is and there's not a lot we can do about that. But we are now on the final spread where I am just putting in my income and expenses log, which I always tell myself I'm going to use and then I don't. And then I have to like rush to fill it in by going through my statements at the end of the month, which, it's fine. It's okay. Um, it's fine. But I'm going to eventually make use of these. I swear. I am. I am. um it's one of those things where it's very useful for like tax purposes to see what was a business expense and what was a personal expense and all of that stuff, but you know. Anyways, I will leave you to seeing the pictures of the completed spreads, and thank you for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys hopefully in a couple of weeks for another video, but if not, I will definitely see you for the next plan with me for November. Bye.